will be watching Terry McLaurin. There were no answers for him a week ago, going well over 100 yards with several stops in the end zone. It's the Seahawks and the Browns, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
With Mount Rainier in the distance, there are few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect day for football at Lumen Field in Seattle. Today we've got a weekend matchup on tap here, as here are the Cleveland Browns taking on the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the Browns here, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they? Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They'll be led out by someone who needs less introduction than any player in the league. A Super Bowl champion, the league's most valuable player for a second time, Patrick Mahomes.
And when you think of Patrick Mahomes, you start to think about all of his attributes, and you realize very quickly you can't just put him into one box. No matter how the game proceeds, no matter what is needed, he tends to have an answer for it and plays accordingly.
That one goes for 24 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Mahomes now on first down. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he's brought down. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down. They run with a veteran here. It's Rashad Penny. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. So they'll get the yardage on the run and get 15 more for good measure.
Yeah, that wasn't too difficult to spot. You heard the sideline erupting, and the flags came out almost immediately.
So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. On the handoff, running left is Hubbard. And he'll be taken down here about the 11. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs. 2nd down and 8. Mahomes going to throw. Touchdown! A.J. Brown, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. This is a crew, they've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really haven't. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Seattle's first go on offense forthcoming, and under center, of course, Russell Wilson.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss, and despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
The numbers for Hunter Henry from a week ago. 4 catches, 85 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
Throwing is Wilson. Right back to Henry, and Henry's got it again. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that will bring up 3rd and 1. From the shotgun, Wilson working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. The Seahawks at 500 and 3-3 through the season's first 6 weeks. They were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Was trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, but it's going to be 2nd down. If you look at this Browns defense, this unit currently 7th in the NFL. And he's taken down. This will be a Browns sack. Michael Dana collapses the pocket and drops him for a loss of 3. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Wilson. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least, it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Back deep here, Andre Roberts. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. This is taken at about the 14. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. From the 43, here's a 2nd and 7. They'll run wide side here with Penny. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings him to 3rd down. And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on 3rd down. Now here's Mahomes. And that will be incomplete.
They certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. On the return is Williams. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. They go play action with Wilson. And the pass to Henry is intercepted. Picked off by the former Husky Marcus Peters. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
So here are the Browns to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Penny, a first down carry. And he stopped immediately there. Will Anderson gets to him for the tackle. 2nd and 10. They'll run it again with Penny. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Got a man. It's Brown. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Now that's Jason Peters, a future Hall of Famer, perhaps, with a penalty there. After the penalty, it's Penny. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That tackle behind the line made by Will Anderson.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try to hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, he went to the challenge.
The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. So you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one. And what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offense.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out of fumble. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. A little careless with a football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Mahomes. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Chase Edmonds, 26 yards. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, what a quick turnaround there. They get the football. Next play, boom, touchdown.
I've been in a situation before where a turnover occurs, and if you're over on the bench with your defensive mate and you're talking about what to do on your next series, and all of a sudden you hear sudden change, you've got to get out on the field and defend right away. Not everyone is mentally prepared to go.
Is that what is yelled on the sidelines a lot of times?
That, among other things.
Maybe some words we can't share here.
Yeah, we'll just keep this one PG.
SEC violation.
No doubt.
So an early advantage now and a good one. 17-0 our scores. They kick this one away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. The ball now going back over the Seattle Seahawks offense. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all. And if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
Now it's the rookie from UCLA, Zach Charbonnet, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Going up the gut, Montgomery. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. K'Wan Williams, the one that got him down. Here's 2nd and 10. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
That's good for a Seahawks first down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
17-0 our score after 1. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Wilson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 34-yard line. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs.
These guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Now Wilson. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Montgomery. A nifty move on the run, but ultimately stops short of the goal line down at the 2.
Holding offense.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play action passes as well.
And it'll be intercepted. And the Browns are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to get with the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
Well, let's gaze our attention as the offense takes the field on Rashad Penny. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker, was the one disrupting there defensively. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll send Brown in motion right. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And despite a little sizzle on the move, he's still tackled shy of the 20. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Throwing now is Mahomes. He'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Jake Camarda now. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He's got a man here. It's Montgomery. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Out of the gun, a give to Charbonnet. And now a fumble. The ball's out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble. That could have been trouble. Even though he recovered his own fumble, you know how much he hates to put the ball on the ground. He's going to be frustrated with himself.
And what do you think the time frame was from the time the ball escaped his grasp to him getting it back? It didn't take that long, right?
Right.
To him, it probably felt like hours because he's agonizing, like, I've got to get this football back. Able to get it done.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Following the penalty, Montgomery. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Daquan Jones fighting his way home to get the sack. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. And they are back down to the 500 mark after 2 straight losses. And, Charles, this is a team that, to be frank, their play has really dropped off the last couple of weeks.
And, Brandon, I think there's a sense around the building that they can't let this losing streak get any worse than it is. Because if they were to lose here and fall below 500, then you're playing catch-up the rest of the way. They've got to take a stand and make it stop right now.
From the 41, here's 2nd down at 7. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Roughing the passer, defense.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Inside handoff, Penny. And a short gain here down to the 22. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down. Now 2nd and 9. Again, it's Penny. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Now Mahomes. That is caught, and he is going to have the Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get to connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Jonnu Smith from 13 yards out. And the Browns continue to pull away here in this first half.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
This drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
Lutz good on the extra point, and a route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. On the return, Williams. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes
He's got a man complete. It's a big play there for Seattle, and even 50 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal, because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
Goes out left, it's caught by Williams. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Maybe a moral victory of sorts. They're on the board here late in the first half, but this offense just hasn't looked that sharp.
Yeah, but at least they got the 3 points, right? At least have something to, quote-unquote, hang their hats on and maybe feel a little bit better about themselves as they head to the half.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Browns now going to take over late in this first half. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Mahomes throw complete here to his receiver Brown. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout. And again, it's Mahomes. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. This to the sideline and over everybody, incomplete. No flags forthcoming, though. Maybe a break there. That looked like a clear throwaway to me. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment, defense.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5. Mahomes now to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Reed. He's going to be brought down there in the field of play. And the clock will run, no timeouts. They will not have the chance to bring out the field goal unit.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the league here in the unofficial midway point, week 8 of the NFL season. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this 3rd quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 56 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. They've kept him in check until that run. That's the first time he's really gotten loose in this game.
And they have to keep that in mind. Don't dwell on the fact that he finally had a big run. You kind of are counting on that as the game went on. Get back to what you were doing before. Start limiting him again.
First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. On first down, Mahomes. Open man is Reed. He's got it. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw taken in there by Cooks. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 15 more yards there, and quickly another first down.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Over the middle, complete. That's Reed. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 44-yard line.
Here's Penny on the counter. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be third down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Mahomes going to throw. Short throw to Smith. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains.
I'd have to say they're feeling like they are in rhythm right now. Things are in sync, aren't they? Team's winning, got a nice little margin on the scoreboard, completing some passes, and they just completed another one for a first down there to the tight end.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And that's complete to Cooks. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. It's caught by Roberts. And he is going to have the Browns first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's 2nd down.
2nd and 6 on the Seahawks 31-yard line.
Penny up the middle. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Only 3 points there, but I got to think at this point in the 3rd quarter, that's all you're really looking for.
And right now, the lead is 3 touchdowns and 3 two-point conversions. So you and I both know a huge order for the best of teams. And from what we've seen so far, hard to believe that that's a likely scenario. 3 two-point conversions? That's difficult.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. And out now come the Seahawks. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. Shoves him aside. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. That's a jet sweep. Wilson with a little pop pass. Even with the nice move, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Now Wilson on 1st down. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he's got this down to the 35. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. To throw again is Wilson. His throw incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Second and 10. It's Wilson again. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 23. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. In motion left comes Williams. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Now Wilson. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. Touchdown, Seattle. Terry McLaurin, 30 yards. And the Seahawks are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain him.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. Andre Roberts now to return it. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Encroachment defense.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5. Now Mahomes. This is caught. It's Brown. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. A handoff to Penny. Fights off the defender. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 43 yards rushing for him now to this point. An ideal spot here to get a 1st down and try to run some more clock. And this is 2nd and less than a yard. Mahomes is going to run the option left. Give him 4 yards as he does it himself, and it's a 1st down. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the 1st down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the 1st down, get a new set, and let's start over.
Penny, a 1st down carry, and not a lot of daylight. Not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. And this one complete to Smith. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Edmonds. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscle all over the field and getting pushed down it.
A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. They'll try and run for it with Penny. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Another try for Penny. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
Were you as surprised as I was that they actually ran it on 2nd down there? I thought that they would go ahead and throw it in every situation here.
They've thrown for 3 touchdown passes. Now here, I think they probably go back to the air.
Yeah, I think so. But ordinarily, 2nd down is when you run your play fake, your play action, show run.
Touchdown, Browns. A.J. Brown, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Lutz with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 23. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Throwing again here, Wilson. To the sideline and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Williams loses the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The Browns on third down. They've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This is 3rd and 4. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. That is caught. And he is going to have the Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, clear running situation. Try to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they'd shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit him over the top.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Good gain there on first down and keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They're in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. Give up the middle, Hubbard. And they'll give him down at about the 37, well short of the first. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to make it 4th down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Wilson. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Wilson. And that one complete once again to Higgins. And he'll be brought down with the first down after a gain of about 11 as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 2nd down and 6 now. Here's Wilson. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 37. Wilson will throw again. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
On 2nd down, Wilson. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And that is no good. And they will remain well behind. So another long try for 3 and another kick that comes up lacking.
Yeah, this isn't going to do any wonders for his field goal percentage, but you have to figure as a head coach that when you send a guy out there to try and kick from that distance, it's a 50-50 proposition at best.
Another opportunity now for the Browns offense. They're in control here as they start 1st and 10 and appearing to have righted the ship following that 2-game losing streak. Jesse Bates made the tackle from his safety spot.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
On second down, here's Penny. And they get him down right near the midfield stripe. 61 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for the Browns, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.